My girlfriend said, "I need space, don't contact me for a while," then posted vacation photos with her ex. I respected her wishes, changed the locks, and sold her car that was in my name. When she returned, her key didn't work and her parking space was empty. Original post I, 30M. Guess I should start at the beginning. It's still kind of raw. Not gonna lie. About 3 weeks back, my girlfriend Emily, 28F, dropped a bomb via text. We'd been together nearly 2 years, living together in my apartment for the last year. Things felt okay? Maybe a bit distant lately, but nothing alarming. Or so I thought. The text came on a random Tuesday evening while I was prepping dinner. "Emily, things feel complicated and I really need some space to think, figure things out. Don't contact me for a while, please. I'll reach out when I'm ready." Oof. Gut punch. Space is never good. But okay, trying to be the understanding boyfriend, I texted back, "Okay, Emily. I understand. Take the time you need. Didn't hear anything else." Radio silence, which she asked for, right? So I respected it. Moped around the apartment for a couple of days, confused, hurt, wondered what complicated meant. Work was a welcome distraction. Then Friday night rolls around, bored, scrolling through Instagram. And there it is. A mutual friend had tagged Emily in a post. Pictures. Bright sunshine, beach, cocktails. Emily, looking ridiculously happy. Arm in arm with Jordan, 29M. Her ex, the one she swore was ancient history. Captioned something like, "Living our best lives, island getaway reunited." My blood ran cold. Space to think meant a tropical vacation with her ex-boyfriend. While asking me for no contact, the hurt morphed into something else. A cold, hard clarity. She didn't just want space. She wanted me out of the way while she test drove her old relationship, keeping me as a backup plan in my own apartment. Using my resources while explicitly telling me to leave her alone. Okay, fine. You want space? You want no contact? Granted. Saturday morning, first thing. Locks. Called a locksmith. Changed the deadbolt in the knob lock on my apartment door. Cost about $250, worth every penny for the peace of mind. Her key was now useless. The car. This requires context. About 6 months ago, Emily's old clunker finally died. She needed a reliable car for her job, social media marketing, lots of client meetings apparently, but her credit wasn't great. I agreed to help. I bought a used but very decent Mazda CX-5, maybe $18. Crucially, the loan, title, and insurance are all solely in my name. The understanding was she'd make payments to me, which she did mostly, and it was her car to use. But legally, it was 100% mine. I never added her to the title or insurance. She treated it like hers, decorated it with fluffy dice, the works. I took the spare key, which I always kept, drove it to a trusted dealership nearby that buys used cars. Explained the situation briefly, need to sell, registered owner. They gave it a quick look, offered an initial fair market estimate, around $16,500, pending a full inspection and title check. I agreed to proceed and signed the initial paperwork to start the process. They said it would take a few business days to complete the inspection, finalize the offer, and handle the title transfer. I left the car there, took an Uber home. Her designated parking spot at the apartment complex? Empty. Her stuff. Didn't touch it yet. It's still in the spare room closet. Not throwing it out, that feels petty. But she wasn't getting back into my apartment without talking to me, which she explicitly requested not to do. Felt strangely calm, like performing necessary surgery. Hurt? Yeah, deep down. Felt like a total idiot. But anger wasn't the main driver, it was logic. She asked for space and no contact. She demonstrated the relationship was over by vacationing with her ex. I was simply respecting her request and protecting my assets and my home. Now I wait. According to Instagram, the best life vacation lasts another week. Let's see what happens when she gets back and her key doesn't work. Update 1. Update 1. Well, she's back. Showtime. It happened last Tuesday evening, about 9 p.m. I, Ryan 30M, was just watching some TV, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. Heard keys jangling outside the door, then the scrape of a key in the lock. Silence. More scraping, frantic now. Then, pounding. Knock, knock, knock. "Ryan, what is going on? Open the door," Emily's voice. Annoyed, not panicked. Yet, took a deep breath. Opened the door just a crack, kept the chain on. She was standing there, suitcase beside her, looking tanned and upset. "My key isn't working." "Did something happen to the lock?" No. I changed them. Calm voice. Level. Blinks. "You what? Why would you do that?" Me? You asked for space and no contact, Emily. I gave it to you. Permanently. What are you talking about? I just needed some time. You can't just lock me out. Saw the vacation photos. With Jordan. Looks like you figured things out. Her face went from annoyed to furious with a flash of panic. Cut. Emily. That was just a trip. It didn't mean anything. We're friends. Raises eyebrow. Friends who go on romantic island getaways while asking their current boyfriend for space? Got it. Ryan, don't be ridiculous. Let me in. My stuff is in there. Where's my car? Her eyes darted to the empty parking spot. Where's my car, Ryan? The entitlement was radiating off her. The sheer assumption that everything would just be waiting for her. Me. Firstly, it's my apartment. Secondly, it was never your car. It's my car, legally in my name, and I'm selling it. It's at the dealership now. Jaw drops. You're selling it? You can't do that. I paid for that car. You made payments to me towards its use, Emily. You didn't buy it. The title and loan are in my name. The sale process has started. This is insane. You're stealing from me. I'm calling the cops. She actually pulled out her phone. I just shrugged. Me. Go ahead. Call them. Explain that your ex-boyfriend changed the locks on his own apartment after you asked for no contact and went on vacation with another ex. Explain that he's selling his own car, titled and registered solely in his name. Let me know how that goes. She hesitated, phone halfway to her ear. Then her expression turned venomous. Emily. You horrible person. You planned this. Me? You planned a vacation with your ex and asked me for silence. I respected your wishes and dealt with the consequences. You don't get to keep me on standby in my own home. Suddenly another voice. Her sister, Brooke, 26F, must have been waiting in the car downstairs. She came marching up the walkway. Brooke, what is going on? Emily? Ryan, why is she locked out? Turning on the waterworks for her sister. He changed the locks. He's selling my car. He's throwing me out. Brooke, turning on me. Are you serious? After everything she's done for you, you just kick her out and sell her things? It's my apartment, Brooke, and it was my car. She asked for no contact and went on vacation with Jordan. Check her Instagram. We're done here. She needed space. You're supposed to support her, not punish her. Support her cheating on me? No thanks. She made her choice. Now she can live with it. Emily started demanding her stuff. Right now, at 9 p.m. Me. Not happening tonight. You can arrange a time to pick up your belongings. Send me a text with a date and time. I'll have them boxed up near the door. You won't be coming inside further than the entryway. You can't dictate. I can. My apartment. My rules now. You wanted no contact? This is the new contact arrangement. Text me a time. Goodbye. Close the door. Lock the deadbolt. My hands were shaking slightly. Adrenaline, anger, residual hurt, but mostly relief. It was done. The confrontation was over for now. Heard them outside for another 5 minutes, Emily yelling, Brooke trying to calm her down while probably fueling the fire. Then they left. Couple hours later, got a text. Not from Emily, from Brooke's phone. Brooke's text, Emily needs her things tomorrow, 10 a.m. Be ready. No please, no thank you, just pure demand. Replied, okay. Spent the next few hours boxing up Emily's clothes, toiletries, books, knickknacks, everything I could find. Piled it near the door, felt cleansing. The dealership called later that week, maybe Thursday, said the inspection was done. The final offer was firm at $16,350, slight adjustment for tire wear. Went down there Friday afternoon, signed the final title transfer docs, and they handed me the check. Deposited it immediately. Felt like closing a very expensive, emotionally draining chapter. Let's see what tomorrow, the pickup day, brings. Expecting more drama. Update 2. The last week has been something else. The entitlement levels just keep rising. It's almost impressive. The pickup, 10 a.m. on the dot, Wednesday, as scheduled in the previous update. Knock at the door. Not Emily. It was Brooke and their mom, Karen. Emily was waiting in the car, apparently too distraught to face me, right? Karen immediately launched into it. Tears in her eyes. Crocodile tears, I suspect. Karen, Ryan, how could you do this to her? After 2 years, she loves you. Apparently not enough to avoid vacationing with her ex while asking me for space, Karen. It was a mistake. She was confused. You should forgive her. And selling her car? That was cruel. She needs that for work. It was my car, Karen, legally mine, and her confusion led her to betray our relationship. Actions have consequences. The car is sold. Opened the door wider to show the boxes piled in the entryway. Me, here's her stuff. Take it all. Make sure you get everything, because this is the only chance. Sniffing disdainfully. We'll need to check the closets, the bathroom. Nope, you can take what's here in the entryway. I packed everything I could find. You are not coming further into my apartment. Don't be unreasonable, Ryan. What if you missed something? Me, then it's unfortunate. You can stand here, I'll stand here. Take the boxes, that's the deal. They clearly wanted to push past, maybe argue more, maybe find something valuable of Emily's they could claim I kept. Wasn't happening. They muttered under their breaths but started hauling boxes out. Took them 3 trips, all while Karen kept up a monologue about how heartless I was, how Emily was devastated, how I owed her compensation for the car. I just stood there, didn't engage much, repeated it was my car, and she ended this like a broken record. The financial demands and smear campaign. Once they left, the texts started. Mostly from Emily now, alternating between tearful apologies, I miss you, I made a huge mistake, please take me back, and furious demands. You owe me for the car, that was my money, I'll take you to small claims. I ignored the emotional texts. For the demands, I sent one reply. Me, Emily, the car was legally mine. Title, loan, insurance, all in my name. Your contributions were towards usage for the period you used it. Consider it rent. No further discussion. Then blocked her number. Blocked Brooke, blocked Karen. But it didn't stop. Suddenly some mutual friends started hitting me up. People I knew mostly through Emily. Their tone was accusatory. Dude, heard what you did to Emily. Kinda messed up. Selling her car like that? Cold. She was clearly spinning a sob story, painting me as the villain who randomly kicked her out and took her car out of spite. Conveniently leaving out the vacation with Jordan part, I'm sure. I briefly explained the situation, her text, the ex-vacation, the car legally being mine, to a couple of them I thought might be reasonable. Mixed results. Some got it, some clearly bought her narrative. Whatever. People believe what they want. Dirty trick attempt. Then came the call from my landlord's office yesterday. Apparently, they received an anonymous complaint about recent disturbances and loud arguments coming from my unit's vicinity. Claimed there was shouting and concern about confrontations. My blood ran cold for a second. This felt calculated, trying to get me in trouble. Thankfully, I have a decent relationship with the building manager. I calmly explained, my ex-girlfriend, who was living here but not on the lease, recently moved out after a breakup. There was a brief, loud argument outside my door when she discovered I changed the locks following her request for no contact and subsequent actions. Her family was also here briefly for a supervised pickup of her belongings. There have been no disturbances inside my unit, and she is no longer residing here. The manager seemed to understand. Said they'd note it down, but unless there were further verifiable complaints or actual disturbances, it wouldn't go anywhere. Pretty sure it was Emily or Brooke trying to cause trouble. Low blow. The X Factor got a message request on Instagram from Jordan, didn't open it, just deleted and blocked. Don't need or want to hear anything from him. Probably gloating or trying to stir the pot. My response, honestly, all this entitlement and the dirty tricks just solidify my decision. They aren't making me feel guilty, they're making me feel justified. This isn't just a mistake Emily made. This is who she is and who her enablers, Brooke, Karen, are. The revenge isn't some grand scheme, it's just letting them crash against the wall of reality. Apartment, secure. Lease is solely mine. Complaint went nowhere. Car sold. Money in my account. Legally airtight. Her stuff. Gone. Communication. Blocked on all channels. Any future attempts at contact, especially threats, will go straight to a lawyer for a cease and desist. Already consulted one briefly just to be safe. They confirmed my position on the car and apartment is solid. The constant demands, the victim narrative, the attempt to mess with my housing, it's disappointing. They genuinely believe they can bully and manipulate their way back into the comfortable setup Emily blew up. Newsflash, doesn't work that way. Now, I'm just focusing on cleaning up the mess emotionally. It's tough to realize the person you lived with and cared about is capable of this level of deceit and entitlement. But better to know now. Final update. It's been about 2 months since Emily came back from her little space-seeking trip with Jordan. Things have settled down, mostly because I refused to engage with the drama after that last update. Wanted to share the final resolution. The smear campaign continued for a bit. Lost a few superficial mutual friends who bought Emily's sob story. Honestly, good riddance. Anyone who takes her side without hearing the full story isn't someone I need in my life anyway. My real friends, the ones who knew me before Emily, were solid. They heard my side, saw the blatant disrespect, and supported me 100%. Emily apparently tried to escalate things legally, sort of. I got a vaguely threatening letter from some budget lawyer she must have scraped funds together for, demanding $10,000 for the value of her contributions to the car and emotional distress. It was full of typos and legal nonsense. My response? Had the lawyer I consulted send back a very formal, very concise letter. It included copies of the car title, loan agreement, and insurance policy, all solely in my name. A reminder that her contributions were for usage depreciation during the time she drove it, essentially rent, and she actually owed money if calculated per mile based on standard rates. A bluff, but made the point. A copy of her original "I need space, don't contact me" text. Screen grabs of the vacation photos with Jordan, timestamped public posts. A warning that any further unsubstantiated claims or harassment would result in me seeking legal fees and filing for a restraining order based on her previous attempts to cause issues with my landlord. Total silence after that. Her budget lawyer probably told her she had zero case and dropped her. Paying for a real legal battle was never an option for her, especially without my financial backing. Heard through the grapevine, a friend who still has minimal contact with one of Emily's less intense friends. What happened next? Emily crashed with Brooke for a while, which apparently caused massive friction because Emily expected Brooke to basically fund her life and didn't lift a finger. Shocking. Jordan? Predictably, he vanished once the vacation was over and reality set in. He wasn't interested in supporting her or dealing with her drama long term. He got his fun trip, end of story. She apparently tried guilt-tripping her parents, Karen, for money, probably with some success, but they couldn't bankroll her old lifestyle indefinitely. Last I heard, she had to move back to her hometown, living with her parents again. She's apparently complaining constantly about how unfair life is and how I ruined everything for her. Zero self-awareness, zero remorse, just pure uncut entitlement and victim mentality. The best part? The sweet, sweet sound of silence. No more demands, no more drama, no more Emily. My apartment feels like mine again. I actually repainted the living room last weekend, got rid of some of the furniture she picked out. Reclaiming the space feels good. The revenge wasn't loud or explosive, it was quiet and methodical. It was simply respecting her request for no contact and letting the logical consequences of her actions play out fully. She wanted space? She got an infinite amount of it. She prioritized a fling with her ex? She got to deal with the fallout alone. She took my support, apartment, car, for granted. She lost it the second she broke the trust it was built on. Selling the car she thought was hers, the car that was her status symbol, while she was literally sunning herself with another guy? Yeah, okay. That part felt truly satisfying, not gonna lie. That empty parking space when she got back? Chef's kiss. That's the consequence hitting hard and visibly. She didn't just lose a boyfriend, she lost the comfortable life she assumed was her right, funded by me. It cost me emotionally, yeah. Took time to process the betrayal, but I handled it logically, protected myself, and refused to be a doormat. She thought she could play games, keep me dangling. She miscalculated badly. She faced the direct, unavoidable consequences of her own choices, and her entitlement couldn't shield her. That's the most satisfying outcome I could ask for. Good riddance to Emily. Time to really move on.